Some people smile every day. They work. They help others. They look fine. But inside, they are fighting a quiet battle. This is their story. Daniel Carter lived in a quiet town called Riverview, Ohio. Every morning, the town woke up slowly. The sun rose behind small houses, clean streets, and old trees. Birds sat on wires and sang soft songs. People opened their doors, started their cars, and prepared for another normal day. Daniel's house looked like all the others. It had a white door, 2 windows, and a small garden in front. From the outside, everything looked peaceful, safe, and ordinary. Daniel woke up every day at 6 in the morning. His alarm rang softly, and he turned it off quickly. He did not like loud sounds. He sat on his bed for a moment and took a deep breath. Then he stood up and went to the bathroom. He brushed his teeth, washed his face, and looked at himself in the mirror. He always looked calm, but inside, his heart felt heavy. He stared at his reflection and whispered quietly, "Another day. Just get through today." This was his daily habit. He made coffee in the kitchen and drank it slowly. The taste was bitter, but he liked it. He ate toast without thinking much. He did everything the same way every day. His life followed a routine. On the outside, this routine looked strong and organized. On the inside, it helped him feel safe. Daniel was afraid of change, because change reminded him of things he tried hard to forget. Daniel worked at the public library in downtown Riverview. It was a peaceful place filled with books, soft lights, and quiet voices. People liked Daniel. He was polite, helpful, and always smiling. Children felt comfortable around him. Older people trusted him. His co-workers said he was kind and responsible. To everyone, Daniel looked like a man who had his life together. When people asked him how he was doing, he always answered, "I'm doing fine." He said it automatically, without thinking. Nobody questioned it. Nobody looked deeper. They did not see the second side of his life. That second side lived in silence. Years ago, Daniel had big dreams. He wanted to become a writer. He wanted to travel. He wanted to tell stories that mattered. But life moved in a different direction. His father became sick when Daniel was in college. Daniel left school to support his family. His father passed away 2 years later. After that, Daniel felt lost. His dreams slowly faded. He told himself he was being responsible, but deep inside, he felt like he had failed himself. Every evening after work, Daniel returned home alone. He cooked simple food and ate while watching the news. He did not really listen. The television was just noise to fill the silence. His phone stayed quiet most days. No messages. No calls. His friends had moved away, started families, and built busy lives. Daniel stayed behind. At night, when the lights were off, his thoughts became loud. He remembered the life he imagined once. He remembered the excitement he felt when he was younger. Now, he felt like he was living half a life. One side showed responsibility and calm. The other side carried regret and sadness. One afternoon at the library, a young woman walked in. Her name was Emily. She was new in town and asked Daniel for help finding English learning books. She spoke clearly but slowly, with effort. Daniel noticed her accent. She smiled nervously and said she wanted to improve her English for work and daily life. Daniel helped her choose some books and simple story collections. He explained each one carefully. Emily listened with attention. She asked questions. She thanked him warmly. Before leaving, she said, "You explain things very clearly. You are a good teacher." Daniel was surprised by her words. He smiled, but inside, something moved. Emily came back to the library again and again. Each time, she asked Daniel questions. Sometimes they talked about books. Sometimes they talked about life in America. Emily shared that she had moved from another country alone. She said it was difficult, but she believed in building a better future. She talked about fear, hope, and starting over. Daniel listened quietly. Her words felt familiar. He saw himself in her struggle, but also in her courage. She was building a new life, while he felt stuck in the old one. One evening, after Emily left, Daniel sat alone at his desk. He looked around the library. Rows of books surrounded him. Stories of courage, failure, hope, and change. Suddenly, he felt something he had not felt in years. He felt the desire to write again. That night, Daniel opened an old laptop at home. It was dusty and slow. He stared at the blank screen for a long time. His hands felt heavy. His mind said, "You are too late. You missed your chance." But another voice said, "Just start." He wrote one sentence. Then another. He wrote about a man with two sides. One side strong. One side broken. The words came slowly, but they came honestly. Daniel did not try to be perfect. He just wrote. Days turned into weeks. Daniel continued his routine, but something changed inside him. After work, he wrote. Sometimes for 10 minutes. Sometimes for an hour. He wrote stories meant for English learners. Simple language. Clear messages. Real emotions. He remembered how Emily struggled and learned. He wanted to help people like her. One day, Daniel showed one of his stories to Emily. He felt nervous. His hands shook slightly. Emily read it slowly. When she finished, her eyes were soft. She said, "This story helps me feel less alone." Those words touched Daniel deeply. They felt heavier than praise. They felt meaningful. Daniel realized something important. His life had two sides, but they did not have to fight each other. One side carried pain. The other side carried strength. Both sides were real. Both sides mattered. He started sharing his stories online. At first, only a few people read them. Then more came. People from different places wrote comments. They said the stories helped them learn English. They said the stories made them feel understood. Daniel read every message carefully. Each one healed a small part of him. Daniel did not quit his job. He did not suddenly become famous. His life did not change overnight. But his heart changed. He no longer felt invisible to himself. One morning, Daniel stood in front of the mirror again. He looked at his reflection. This time, he did not say, "Just survive." He said, "I am living." Slowly, but truly. Outside, the town of Riverview woke up like always. Cars passed. Birds sang. Life continued. But inside Daniel, both sides of his life had finally learned to walk together. And that made all the difference.